Hello all, Ben here at Stafford Station Engage. Welcome to another video. Probably gathered from the thumbnail, this episode is basically ballasting. So ballasted the whole track. So I'll just give you a quick scan over the whole lot. So what I'll do is I'll go through how I ballasted, my kind of take on it anyway. So I'll do that in the next segment. But first, I'll just introduce you to this. I actually bought this DRS Class 68 with the NTS livery. It's lovely striking livery. So you'll see this dotted about in the videos. Yeah, I'll just take to my previous self. Hope you enjoy the video. Cheers. Right, nearly ready to start ballasting. It's quite a lot of track to ballast, but I've still got to do a bit of preparation. Going to paint these in between areas a kind of grey colour, and also there's a bit of preparation with track detailing here before I start, stuff like pipe work underneath in various areas. So I've got the equipment here, using this fine ballast which I used last time, so I've got some more. So this is what I used on the Stafford Station. So yeah, it does spread quite far actually, get quite a lot of out of it. But I've ordered some more as well. Also got this glass pipette, but I've ordered some plastic pipettes as well. And I've got this this for spraying over the ballast once it's spread. So I mix this with IPA and water, and then just water that over the ballast, and that just makes it moist for to add the diluted PVA. So yeah, we'll get on with that next. So I've just done some work to actually paint in the areas between the tracks, these areas, these islands here. So I'll just pan out and just give you a view of that. So obviously these will be covered in ballast, so I haven't really bothered with those. It's just these wider areas where there's no ballast. So what I'm trying to do is match the tonal areas here, which is a kind of light, very light grey brown, sort of here. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but there will be vegetation sort of along here as well, sort of various long grass and bushes and things like that. So yeah. Another thing before ballasting is just sort of tidying up these board edge areas, so the cork didn't all come right to the ends here. So I've just put some extra cork in here, and any of the gaps as well for the other board edge, plus the one here. In addition, I've just put some little bits of plastic card in here just to make a continuation of the sleepers, because I'd soldered these down. There's like a gap here, so just done that there as well. So yeah, just a bit of tidying up really. So I'm just using standard masking tape to just cover up the point blades as much as possible. I mean, to be honest, I'm not bothered if I don't ever get any ballast in there really. I think I'm just trying to get it so I don't have to pick out tiny bits of ballast, glue ballast in these. So I've done that with every point, which on my layout is quite a lot of points to cover up. Also, I put these this cabling in here as well, dotted about in various places. here as well. So for ballasting, I tend to just put a load of ballast in a dish like this. Trouble is, if you do it straight from this, it tends to fall over and spill all over the place. So you know, we just basically use a standard teaspoon, and then just very gradually just wiggle it in. Really, I don't use a ballast machine or anything like that. And also, I'm quite into less is more, really. So just continue that for a bit. So yeah, quite a shallow depth really, hardly anything really, it's just very slightly covered the in-between sections, and then just bits like this. I'm just going to gradually just push away like that really. So that's all there is to it really for ballast. And also going to tidy these shoulders up as well, stuff like that. So I'll probably get a smaller bush to just tidy these shoulder areas up like this, and I'll probably add a bit more ballast because I want to sort of, on these shoulders, I just want to have some sort of shoulder ballast area there. So yeah, I'll just continue with that. Just found that this brush is actually quite handy, this big brush for clearing the shoulder areas up. Quite a broad, it's quite a good job of just smoothing these out. Yeah, these shoulders for this, just definitely don't want ballast in these, so I'm just smoothing the shoulder areas out here, and then in this island bit here as well. So I'll just continue with that. So I've got all the ballast down, and try to get the shoulders as straight as possible here on these island areas, and then on these bits here it's just totally covered in ballast. Just give you a shot overall how it's looking so far. So by the time it gets to this end, there's no islands really, so it's just all ballast. I think I've tried to kind of get with the ballast as flattening it as much as possible, so after I've gone over the brush to get rid of exercise, just go with my finger and start tapping it to try and get it nice and flat. Like that really. So yeah, so that's just gotta spray it with water now, and then put the PVA on. So I'm nearly at the end now, and I found this process of actually just running the pipette along the rails actually really quite good. And then you've got the capillary action of it just getting into the, you know, into the rest of it sort of thing as it spreads. You've got to make sure your track is extremely wet though. Generally, yeah. Find this quite straightforward method. So that's the inside. Now I want to do this left rail here. You can see it's all just spreading out. Yeah, so you can see it just capillary, just spreads out. So I cover in the other side just by running along this outside rail here for the next bit. So you're kind of using the rail as a guide as you're running it along. So I got the main ballasting done. This is about 24 hours later. What I'm doing at the moment, I've removed the masking tape from the point sections, and what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning up the ballast a bit, just using a screwdriver to remove it and stuff, and I will have to do some retouching. Especially for those like this where I had the masking tape on, so I'll probably have to reballast some of these areas and that. So yeah, just done with that at the moment. So I'm just doing some retouching by just applying some neat PVA on some shoulder areas and stuff, mainly though near where the points are, just to ballast up bits where the masking tape was, stuff like that. So I'm just going to do the opposite effect the other way, this was putting the ballast on first and then, you know, soaking it with PVA. This is the other way where I put PVA on first and then I'm just going to pour some ballast on. So yeah, just basically a kind of neatening up really. So get on with that next. So I just cleaned up most of the track now. I'm just testing it, just cleaned it. Just giving it a bit of a run round. So I'm just going to test the points. So these ones. Okay. And those ones over there. So it should cross onto that track now. So basically want to weather the track now, so that's why I've tested it before I start weathering. So I'm going to weather these 4 inner tracks, so that's the next job. So I've just weathered the track as this is going around, so just give you a view. So yeah, as you can see, I've left these 2 network rail sidings actually free of weathering because as per the prototype, I don't actually use much, so they're very clean. So just come very clean up to there. This is coming down. Obviously I've cleaned the track heads where after airbrushing. So obviously from this amount of wiping I had to do, using IPA, wiping the tops, quite a lot of finger grease, my poor little index finger here, wiping away. So next stage I want to concentrate on is this area here, which is this sort of vegetation, sort of bushes and long grass here, which is sort of on this side here. And also I do want to actually airbrush that area as well. So yeah, just to note, the paints I use to airbrush are these ones. Should you want to do a similar thing, it's mainly US Earth, a bit of sand, this grey, and a tiny bit of burnt umber, but I don't think I use that much of that actually, a tiny bit of that. So yeah, it's kind of a light, that's what I like about Vallejo paints, they have this kind of light tone to them, they're not too heavy. So yeah, quite pleased with those. So just giving a view of the track now. This tends to get a bit more darker in tone, which quite like in the variation, the tones there. You see a bit of variation, quite like that actually. I wanted it, I mean I haven't designed it to do like that with the airbrush, but it's created a kind of quite varied sort of weathered effect there, so I'm quite happy with that. So I started looking at creating some line side detail first. So these are relay cabinets. So on my flyby, there's several different types, mostly this one with the little roof on. I haven't bothered with this type here. I just don't think I'll be able to 3D print that. So mainly this type. So just scan through where I found them in various locations. I can sort of get an idea of the height here. And then there's this type as well with a, not exactly a pointed roof, but a sort of a slanted roof there. And then there's this type, sort of wider one. There's a narrower one here, and this wide one here. So yeah, and then there's this quite big one here as well. So another thing I want to 3D print is these little point heaters as well. So dotted about all over the place. So yeah, so what I've done is I've created some 3D prints of those, just mostly of this type here actually, and so that's and then there's the wider ones there and the thinner ones there, which are their own type, and then these little point heaters as well, so they'll be dotted about. Well, thanks again for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, it's quite an interesting task that doing the ballasting, especially the weathering. I wasn't sure how the weathering was going to turn out on the, you know, when I was airbrushing it, and I'm fairly happy with it actually. So yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that many alterations. So yeah, thanks again for watching. If you like the video, put a like on. Thanks for subscribing, and if you'd like to subscribe, then please subscribe. So yeah, next episode, I'm not sure what I'll do next actually. So still the building there to do, and the streets back at next rest of Telegraph Street, but there's also the huge Tesco's. So yeah, I'll decide what to do next. Cheers, and I'll see you again next time.